Yeah, nah, look though, you may do nothing besides watch the stream. Get wrecked, you individuals. But hello, Sid and Hooligan, the early bird special. Welcome, welcome. Also, welcome to any VOD individuals catching this after the fact. I appreciate you watching this without the added benefit of live interaction. That makes you hella pogged. But nice to see everyone. Hello, yes, hi. Look, make no mistake, you're more than welcome to Darth Bubble also. How's it going, mate? Nice to see you here. What was I going to say? Look, you're more than welcome to keep playing Minecraft. Keep me on in the background. Don't even trip. That is a more than welcome proposition in my line of work, if you ask me. Mr. Bubbles, haven't seen you in a hot minute. It is nice to see you once again. Listen, Greg, stop telling me I'm live. I know I'm live. I pressed the live button. Ya goose. Alright. I think, believe it or not, I'm mostly organized for once. In the side ground? Let's actually go. Side ground strats. Oh, I did have one thing I needed to Google real quick. Before we kick this off. That meta though? Yeah, right? Oh, yeah, I'm officially a Minecraft boy, mate. The Narcraft server with our Twitch subs. Obviously, subscribers are more than welcome to join. Don't even trip. Julio, I love it. Damage conversion for Grim Dawn. This is relevant to the build that we're working on. Because I forget how it works. My strizzle nizzle. Yo, let's actually look. I'll let you in on this, alright? I'm doing a quick read up on damage conversion because I'm trying to make my build a damage conversion build, and I can't remember if damage modifiers before converting the damage apply to the overall damage. Don't you get it? So, TLDR, there's a thing called damage conversion in Grim Dawn. Adam the Crafter, yeah. So, where you can take one source of damage from your character and convert it to another type of damage. So most commonly in Grim Dawn, you'll see like percentage physical damage, which is one damage source, converted to fire damage, which is what I'm doing in this build. Or lightning damage converted to elemental damage or vitality damage. That's the basic idea. It's very confusing, TBH. That is a lot of damage. The word damage is the only thing I got out of that. I mean, look, just get spammed by my nonsense. The order of events for conversion is as follows. Base skill modifiers, okay. Conversion on the skill or transmuter, okay. Conversion on equipment and buffs, equipment, auras, and passives. Jesus, this is confusing. The old DiMaggio. Jumpin' Joe. DiMaggio, excuse me. I just had a peanut butter bread. Peanut butter toast, I suppose. And there's like, it's chunky peanut butter and it's causing side effects. Sometimes I miss the old doink the enemy in the noggin, it dies strat. I mean, look, these things still exist, no? And I agree. I mean, there's always room for that in the video gaming stratosphere. I just also like Excel spreadsheet video games sometimes. Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it now. Don't even trip. We don't need this anymore. Wait, hang on. There we go. Isn't this the kind of theory crafting in GD basically? Isn't this kind of theory crafting in GD basically only relevant at 100 against the super? I mean, no, not necessarily. When you're talking about super endgame stuff, whoops, you're probably min-maxing your defenses more than anything else, and like your resistance debuffs against enemies. This is just more of a general. I try to have a general sense of the build as I'm going into it or as I'm working on it. Yeah, thank you, Bubbles. This seems like some kind of 3D Excel spreadsheet stuff, though. I mean, look, yeah, basic 3D spread cube. I'm into it. But yeah, it certainly becomes more relevant towards the end game. Like, it's not that relevant now, but I'd like to be steering in a general direction. You know, as I'm working on the build. But yes, for anyone who might be new here today, lurking in the background, Sly Reflex, I see you. I don't know. I actually allowed the phrase that has been blocked, and it's been blocked again. I guess the filter's reset. So look, I'm just gonna leave it, to be honest. But hi, buddy. Good to see you. You're gonna die long before then. Wow, the lack of faith with this man.
Thanks for nothing, ass face.
It's just me? Chat hates me? No, not even. Just checking what it was? Yeah, look. It's the rule set for the random hardcore challenge. So, actually, Sly Reflex, who just turned up most fortuitously, suggested some kind of random challenge like this, and I kind of took that idea and ran with it, and wrote up a rule set by which your mastery selections and playstyle in the game are randomized, but you only got one life. So if you die, you die, and then you've got to re-roll. But we've got a scoring system too. So it's basically like a new wrinkle, a new way to play the game in a new challenging meta. And I think it's pretty enjoyable. Now I'm trying to remember where I was up to. Ah, yes, I remember. If he dies, he dies. This is a no hate zone kind of chart. Yeah, look, there's definitely no hate zone. I don't think Mr. Sly Reflex was being. Is that what we were talking about? The blocked message? Because yeah, there was nothing offensive. I mean, to me personally. But it's just Twitch being Twitch. Rocky 4? Nah, get out of here. I mean, look, king shaming. Look, you do what you got to do. I won't king shame. You'll need to king shame. Mr. Bubbles, it's been a while, mate. It's exclamation Greg me. Come on, mate. Oh, I went to the wrong rift gate. Now I'm the hooligan. This man gets it. I'm glad all the commands are working after the shenanigans of last stream where everything broke. What kind of chart is a hate zone? I mean, apparently anyone with over like a couple of thousand concurrent viewers is full of just hate and trolling, so I got that to look forward to, I suppose. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. There we go. Mr. Bubbles has done it. He's fully reacquiesced into the Greg Corp TM environment, and that's what we like to see. Also, subscribers also have access to Side Greg and Side Beard, command and emote form. So there are bonus Gregs, and the multi Greg is substrats. A Stremgroomer? A Stroomer. Yo, that's deep lore. I gotta remember how to actually play this build, to be honest with you. It's been a hot minute. So I got that Grenado and that Grenado. Neither of these skills are called Grenado for what it's worth. Because Grenado is actually a skill in Grim Dawn. Hang on. Depends on the mods, I guess, but yeah, it's basically a wild animal that has either to be beaten into a coma or just let the aim out constantly. Yeah, look. Yeah, look, you guys have to be way more toxic in chat if you want this stream to be successful. I'm just kidding. Please don't be toxic. Look, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I know Twitch has follower-only mode and options to try and kind of stem the flow of spam. But yeah, we'll cross the bridge when we come to it, man. Hooligan, that's full toxicity. Well played. Which is why I like small streamers are more fun. Yeah, look, I know. Look, I've said this I don't know how many times, but I would like to keep that small stream feel, even should I somehow become like a moderately sized stream. Abe Mellon again, with nothing to be said except for sippy sip redemptions. Fair enough. Here you go. Nothing else is ever said, but look, fair enough. To each their own. I doubt they follow anything, just cherry pick random comments here and there. Yeah, right. And that's how we goad him. Let's go. Words have been spoken. Become ruined. Just kidding. We're all cool here. We're all cool. Yeah, I mean, following a chat at that pace, look, I don't even want to. What if you were aggressively complimentary instead? I mean, that might work. Let's try. I'm all for some aggressive complimentary strats. I'd prefer that to just out and out toxicity of my city. Of my city. Anyone? Chop suey? Anyone? No, toxicity. What am I talking about? I meant to say System of a Down, and instead I said chop suey. Dear God. Oh yeah, I've sat in chats with that volume of talking, and it's like, look, I don't know, it's like impossible. It becomes its own beast. Like you said before, Sid, it becomes its own animal. Yeah, even 20 or 30 people, Reflex. I agree. It can start to get over like over a tipping point, I suppose. You know, where it's just so hard to follow. Sid. That is like the most aggressive compliment I've ever seen, and I love it. Your hair looks nice today. I like it. I just saw that now. Oh man. You guys are you're nailing it.
Let me feel my feelings, Turk.
No, of course, Sid. Look, I don't even trip. I 100% appreciate the strat. The two of you just broke me hard. Reflex, mate. Look, not sure of being sarcastic. Exclamation S in chat if that's something you're interested in. But look, I ain't no stud muffin myself, as far as I can tell. I didn't even fix most of the stable damage, and there were 2 other holes after you. Look, thank you, Hooligan, for the sarcastic sub meta. If that makes any sense at all, it probably doesn't. Mate, Sid, you're dripping in character. Don't even. Like saying exclamation S in chat is like some kind of weird subversive acquiescence, you know? And so is that. Highlight my message. I mean, guys, we're gonna catch the attention of Twitch moderinos across the globe. And look, the Twitch Secret Society is going to be like, excuse me, stop breaking our servers. Because the way you all are behaving, which look, I personally have no issue with. It may attract the attention of the wrong people. That's all I'm saying. And then they'll be like, yo, can you please stop with your incredibly subversive meta-style commentary within Twitch because our servers are breaking? And we'll be like,
tell him he's dreaming.
Because we ain't changing nothing. I'm so, look, I am a positively charged individual and y'all are negatively charged individuals because we're so attracted. Oh, when chat is running at 1 trillion mph. Excuse me, we use the metric kilometers per hour here. because there's like 10k people watching, and people highlight their messages. Like, yeah, exactly. I mean, I just leave them on just for funsies, but it's precisely it. More message meta, and wow, we're so doomed. Also, sips acknowledged. But yeah, look. Can we get a conversion of miles per hour to kilometers per hour, please? A 1 mph to kph conversion, please. Kilometers? I mean, to be fair, like, and look, this is no BM, but Britain's a bit sort of caught in between. I'm pretty sure there's a use of both metric and imperial over there, if I'm not mistaken. And that's got to be hella confusing. I mean, look, you're more than welcome to, Bubbles. There's no restrictions on aggressive complementary strats. Even amongst yourselves, it doesn't have to be directed at me, because listen, my experience coming back onto the Twitch platform has been, like, 99.97% positive. You all have made it a fantastic time. Also, can I just check something real quick? Sorry. Every time I use the microphone meme, look, fourth wall, I've got these effects that switch on and off on a toggle, but I've had it to where they haven't toggled correctly once, and now it's created paranoia in my brain. Kilometers? Yeah, look, I mean, look, you know me, and you know I don't say anything correctly. Oh, yeah, hi, Sarge, by the way. I'm so sorry. Hello, Sarge. So nice to see you. I just think you're so like, you've been around, and I see you on the Narcraft server, and I kind of take your presence for granted. Hello. You're part of the furniture, mate, in the best way possible. Julio, you absolute buffoon, you are so amazing. Get wrecked. I wonder if it's happened on stream where people redeemed enough hydrate buffs that the streamer ended up getting water poisoning. I mean, look, was it what, 2 or 3 streams ago? I got the sense I was actually trying to be waterboarded by chat. So I did actually put a limit on the amount of redemptions. Yeah, look, precisely. I knew it. /ban, please. Why is the bot called Greg Bottom? Excuse me? Is it actually? Have we got a Greg Bottom confirmed? We buy milk in 1.2 liters, or milk or whatever 6 pints is, right? Isn't that 1.2 liters? Isn't that a gallon or something? Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Yeah, anyway, I was just looking at junk. Thank you, Hooligan. Appreciate your very tight official moderation. That's a half gallon. Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured it would be something like that. And yeah, that is really odd to like sell it as metric, even though it's the volume of the carton is calculated on Imperial. That's very strange. But this is the world we live in, man. We're stuck in limbo because old people won't give up. But yeah, look. Much like milk, old people have an expiration date. I'm sorry, it had to be said. I'm just memeing. I'm just memeing. Oh. It was the perfect setup, okay? You can clip that. It's fine. It was memeing. I'm so going to be taken out of context, but look, I have a very well-founded respect for old people. Don't even trip. Yeah, I mean, look, if I call myself old, then I guess I've wrecked myself, huh? Do you need it? Look, no, I'm cool. I appreciate the welfare check, but no, I'm all good. Come on, like any of you wouldn't have gone for that exact same acquiescence. It was the perfect setup. I couldn't help myself, okay? if you want to get technical about it, we all have an expiration date, so... Once in a life, that's what I'm saying. You know, just look, some milk is just fresher than others. If we're gonna stick with the metaphor. Don't even trip, hooligan. Sid will take you on a full 2-hour tour of the Sid Complex 2021 TM, the classic case of sleep mining. I mean, look, that's pretty classic. Yeah, look, reflex. I mean, look, the foot long is, I'm sure, here to stay, whether we like it or not. But that's, I guess, neither. I mean, I guess it's based on Imperial, but the terminology is kind of just vague, I suppose, vague enough. It's its own unit of measurement system. Yo, look, old hats of the stream. Do you remember we had? Didn't we have our own measurement system once upon a time? Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was. Our own nonsensical unit of measurement. The Royale with cheese at Subway? I mean, look, that's a copyright strike just waiting to happen. Oh yeah, the 10,000 strat. Excuse me. Oh, what was it? It'll come. It's probably in an old VOD somewhere. An Irish burger place sued McDonald's and won? I did not know this, no. That's amazing. What was the basis, like the TLDR basis of the suit? I'm sure Mickey D's barely felt it, but oh, we got hero strats confirmed. An Irish fast food company won a case against McDonald's to prevent it trademarking the terms Big Mac and... Ah, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that, no. Americans use the Imperial system because of pirates, can confirm. Mate, you're all gonna make me want to log into the server. That's great. Sticking it to the Mickey D's. I appreciate that. It seems like a particularly irreverent thing to do, which, look, I know very little of that area of the world, having never been there myself, but it seems logical that the Irish would slam McDonald's in such a brilliant way. Somnambulant mining syndrome? SMS for short? Mate, hooligan. That's such deep lore. Look, we can only hope it was the Pirates of the Caribbean. Otherwise, we're just wasting our time. I've heard it said... I say Caribbean, but I've heard Caribbean a lot. I don't know which one's right. Wow, reflex. That's full wreckage. Are we just gonna be full of carrots now? Caribbean? Mr. Bubbles, is that your alternate description of Pirates of the Caribbean? I appreciate it. Like how they say... So I would just say boy for that. I don't know if that's actually right. Caribbean? Yeah. I think maybe it's an Aussie thing to say Caribbean. Heck, I don't know, man. You never heard it like Caribbean? Wow, there you go. It's pronounced boy. Okay, I was right. But how do they say it then? I feel bamboozled right now. Oh, is it buoy? Yeah. Okay. I mean, look, in their defense, I kind of appreciate the attempt of putting a little different spin on it because the English language is a freaking nightmare as it is. Let's put a U in the word boy, but still pronounce it boy. I mean, can you make it any more difficult? Frickin'...
Thanks for nothing, ass face.
I would say Bowie, as in David Bowie, or is that David Bowie? Yo, down the deep lore strats. Yeah, niche is niche, not niche. That one I can get behind. There's boys in the ocean, that's horrible. I mean, look. No, look, I'm not going to go near that one. I've already had one terrible joke for the day. Yeah, pretty much, Bubbles. We've just borrowed and bastardized from, like, who knows how many languages. What are the roots in, like, Old French, Old English, obviously. Germanic nations of old. To be fair, look, I can't help it. It's stuck in my vernacular. Anglo-Saxon, yeah, Nordic strats. I've never heard... Oh, you've never heard it said niche? Yeah, I've heard it said niche. Oh, look, I'll watch it. I will try to watch it at some point, Hooligan. Yeah, we just stuck them all together. Cool. All right. Pressing on. Going well so far. What are we, level 31? No signs of slowing down? The mongrel tongue. I mean, yeah, pretty much. And then it's just kept taking over the freaking globe. Oh, yo, nice. I'll have a peep, Hooligan. Yeah, I haven't even checked if it's available on Netflix over here or anything like that. Australian Netflix, for anyone who doesn't know, is a freaking nightmare. Licensing is so gross that it takes often like a year to get a show down here that's already been shown everywhere else on the planet. It's like, what's even the point of having these streaming services if it's still going to have local licensing issues? Please globalize Netflix. Oh. Oh man, I was so friggin' nonchalant coming in here. This place can actually get pretty feral. Gotta be careful, man. Alright, so this is like a real potential death. This boss is a bit nasty and ironically optional. Australia could start making its own good shows. I mean, we do, but it's probably nowhere near enough to put up with the demand of viewers in general. Listen, Bubbles, you lewd boy. Yeah, this guy, he's a nasty individual. We need subtitles, though. I mean, look, the closed captioning software out there these days is pretty good, to be fair. Alright, we're dealing good damage, but he's also like... He's acquiescing us. I guess it would be hard to find a large enough audience. It's such a tiny island. Wow! I mean, you're not wrong, though. I mean, to be fair, the island is anything but tiny. But, we're very underpopulated given the landmass. One day we'll do a Las Vegas on our desert and, make use of all that space, but Until such time, we're just all stuck on the coast. Or mostly stuck on the coast, to be fair. No, don't click on that. Just keep moving. I'm going to potion up because this is actually technically hardcore mode and you don't want to take any risks. Now get around it. We have large piles of dirt, yes. Yeah, I don't know what the specific percentages are, but we're mostly desert. Man, so much junk. Owie. There's 10, mate. Lewd is a strong word. I prefer built different. Look, whatever works for you. Don't even trip. Oh, that just looks dope. I can't use it, obviously, but it just looks sick. How much is low lane? You might end up getting filled in with C if the tide... Look, I have no idea. If you're referring to the coasts. Yeah, I really don't know the full metric stats vis-a-vis the height map of Australia, but it's maybe something I should learn. I can unlock that already. I don't have to go... Oh, hang on. I've gone there and there. Pog, let's go. No, this is going to be on Fire Strike. Yes. And where's my other skill? Stick that on Blackwater Cocktail. More sippy sippies, Darth Bubble. There you go, bud. Australia actually had a sea in it at one point, did it not? Well, like an inland sea. I have no idea, man. I'm being exposed as a bad Australian right now. You gotta go sleep. No worries, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you making it over here. Party on, Darth. Let's go. Man, you guys are killing it today. Alrighty. So that's all sorted. Yeah. The Elder Scrolls universe is just a big dream, for example. Look, I feel you. It's a wondrous time where your eyes are closed and you dream of it. Look, mate, that's a hell of a freaking philosophical note to leave on, but I appreciate it. Oz fossils the age of reptiles. Eromanga Sea. Oh, wow. Shallow Sea covered what is now... I see, okay. Yeah, I didn't know this. I did not know this. Mushroom Island? Tell me more. Where is this island you speak of? Or Island, as some like to prefer? Yo, we've got an ESO individual. I tried to give ESO a go. Not gonna lie, I struggled. Like, it was good fun, but like, I can't say I was pogged about it. You hated it at first? Interesting. Yeah, I had a difficult time getting into it, in all honesty. That's actually a good chess piece, but I can't wear it yet. I'll hang on to it. No, I'm probably going to find something else. No, I played it way after launch, Sid. Like, years after launch. Yeah, I played it on PC too, for what it's worth. But yeah, I couldn't get behind it. I don't know. Maybe I should try it again at some stage. Yeah, useless. The Warhammer MMO? Yo. So much lore I'm missing out on. Useless, useless, useless. Useless. Not allowed to use these. Useless. I should probably upgrade my boots, actually. All right. Oops, give me those back, you stupid game. Oh, hang on, what was that necklace? I mean, yeah, look, EA is definitely of a questionable reputation at these points at this point in time. And that's putting it very politely. And these are so old, these can go. Oh, Killerian drops his entire Shattered Soul at once. Yeah! Let's actually pog. He used to drop this in pieces. You had to grind like a maniac to get this back in the day. That's actually pretty good. Oops, no, give it back. And EA bought the studio development more. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I ever played that, so... It's not really ringing any bells as you describe it. That's Sid. Yeah, look, it's definitely most of AAA games. I'm trying to think of the last AAA game I enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed Cyberpunk, but that was a bit of a trash fire in and of itself. Before that, I don't know. I can't even think of... I mean, I enjoyed Outer Worlds, but that's not really AAA, is it? Yeah, and look, I actually played Borderlands 3 as well, but I dropped off pretty quickly. Like, I stopped enjoying it fairly soon. It's a fair question, Reflex. I honestly, I don't even know. What's this area? So there's so much new source. The third DLC, right? Yeah, fair. I mean, I maybe only got like 10 hours in, and I don't know. It's not that I wasn't enjoying it; I just didn't pick it up again. I was just like heaps meh. Yeah, the gameplay was fun, but other than that, I was just like, what is this? It would probably be a lot more fun to play with people. I was playing solo. You were bored? Yeah, look. And I mean, it's not like I ever played Borderlands for the story, really. I really enjoyed the concept of, like, the RPG elements crossover with a first-person shooter, which I guess we've seen more of these days. Oh, wow, okay. Even Borderlands 2 I didn't really get behind. I enjoyed the first one, and then I was kind of done with the franchise, as it turns out. Where am I? BL3 is what I wanted Fallout 76 to be like. Yeah, I get you. I mean, I don't know where I am, and I haven't run this before. This must be some of the expansion content, and we could possibly get roasted here. I don't know if I should be running this, but I can't help myself. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's a brush with a hose in it.
Fallout 76 is another one I've really wanted to enjoy and just can't get behind. Are they still planning private servers for Fallout 76? I love how it sounds like he's doing a fat. Yeah, it's well, it's the hose. Yeah, are they still planning? I'm so off the rails now. Are they still planning private servers for Fallout 76? Because I think that's the only way I could enjoy that game. But didn't they promise it though, Hooligan? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that you would be correct. But did they not say? It's sub only. Right. But is it private but still hosted by them and you can't mod it? Or can you mod it? No modding? Oh, what the heck? Frickin' Toad? Because when they were talking about, like when 76 was kind of announced and it was doing its media cycle, I was like, this could be really cool if Mr. King Gath, maker of Sim Settlements, got his mod team on it and basically made an online co-op Sim Settlement strat. I would be like craying all over that, you know? But as it is, it's so... Yeah, I get you, Hooligan. Even that would have been so much better than what they delivered. All the quests in Fallout 76 seem really dry, and it's just, I don't know, there's not... The gameplay loop just doesn't appeal to me at all. I've only played it for free, Reflex. I've played it during free weekends, and that's it. Look, I get you, Sid. Slammers on for the win. You have a friend that works for Bethesda in PR? I mean, that's probably like one of the most difficult PR roles you could ever have. Yeah. The camp thing is like, it's a clever idea, but it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's very, like, paid to win. Not paid to win, but it's, you know, you move from elite. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm still struggling on what was the last AAA title you enjoyed, or that was delivered well. Cause I don't really know. I mean, Oblivion for its time, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion for its time, like, was pretty great. Oh, actually, Horizon Zero Dawn. Has anyone played that? Because that, I'd call that AAA, and that was pretty polished, and I did enjoy it. Frontier, I getcha. That's it. Yeah, look. Who needs to play the game? Console pleb? Wow, the rudeness. But yeah, no, that was I really enjoyed that, honestly. Breath of the Wild on Switch. Actually, yeah, you probably have to turn to Nintendo for some decent... I mean, they're not flawless games, but they're really good games. Dying Light I haven't played. That's got zombies, right? I'm not doing it. Yeah, Breath of the Wild's great. Really enjoyed that. Wow! Hooligan, you rude boy. I mean, I had to play it a second time to enjoy it. I think it's not... It's still not without its flaws for me personally. There are certain systems I don't really drive with, but I thought it was worth pushing through. I ended up really enjoying it. What else? It's just, look, these days AAA is never really going to go super well, is it? Because there's crazy money involved, but there's also jerk-ass publishers involved. So it's like they can They think they can reach for really high ambition and do super tasty stuff, and then the publishers are like, no, just send it out unfinished with microtransactions. Thanks. So it's kind of like they've got the hubris to reach, and then they fall short because publishers ruin it. I'd actually thought of another AAA that I enjoyed. Now I forgot what it was. Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, what else? I don't know. Weapon degradation? Ew!
You're killing me, Smalls!
Oh, what is that, man? Scion of Famine? No! Does Minecraft count as a AAA game? Because I like that game. MHW, please tell me more. I'm trying to think of what that acronym would be. Or was that an abbreviation? I don't even know. Ah, Monster Hunter World. Ah, yeah, I've heard good things. I've heard good things. Yeah, look, Capcom go okay. God, I really want to alt-tab to my my Steam list and just see if there's anything AAA in there that I've actually had a good time with. Bloodlines 2, never played it. Ah, it hasn't come out yet. Ah, it's being worked on. Sorry, I got my wires crossed there. Ah, yeah, I know Vampire. Yeah. Another one I haven't played. Wasn't that the game? No, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. Man, this quiz has got me puzzled. I'm not going to lie. Or this theoretical question. I am currently alt-tabbed. Yeah, that's a pretty fair description, Reflex. Rocket League's done by an indie developer. Or at least was for a long time, so... See, the thing is, I don't know if I even own that much AAA. At least not on not on PC. Dragon Age Origins, that goes back a long way, but I enjoyed that. Oh, yeah, the Lord of the Rings games. What were they called? There's been 2 of them. Shadow of War / Shadow of Mordor. Again, publisher issues aside, I enjoyed those games. Lego? I mean, look. Don't even at me about Lego. Lego's dope. But yeah, those 2 games were really good. I mean, I'm tilted about the whole copyright thing they've got going. No, the patenting they've done for their Nemesis system. If no one's heard, just Google that real quick. Because that really pissed me off. But the games in and of themselves are pretty dang good. I didn't finish the second one, though. Because there's like a 20-hour tutorial in that game. Yeah, the Nemesis patenting nonsense. It's real unfortunate. But yeah, the second one was like, here's a whole bunch of crap you gotta do before you can play the game proper. Like, it makes you play the first one. It's like It's like Shadow of 1.5 for like a lot of the game. And then it's like, here, you've played the game for 20 hours. Now you can finally do the army building, which was what the appeal was to me. And by the time I got to that point, I was so fatigued that I didn't want to play anymore. Yeah, but yeah, Warner Brothers, look, yes, pretty much. It's very disappointing what's happened, but it's happened. Yeah, and it did ruin the experience, that loot box strat. Yeah. they push the limits to see what they can get away with, right? Was it Battlefront 2? Star Wars Battlefront 2? Whichever one that came out with like pay to win microtransactions, and they got absolutely slayed and completely rebalanced their game because the public just tore them a new one. Which was really good to see. But that's such a good example. Yeah, that's right. That's a really good example of developers, or I guess publishers, really trying to see what they can get away with. You know? Like, how far can we push microtransactions and, like, sneak them under the radar? Yeah, it was gross. And yeah, the whole patent on a system. And I mean, I'd probably have to read more of the patent to get a good feel for what the deal is. But I don't know. It's sliding into the territory of like, if you've ever seen people or like people in musical circles talk about like musical copyright around the basis of like certain chord progressions and that kind of thing. It's kind of getting into that ballpark where you're putting planting a legal flag or setting a precedent. For like the basic building blocks that comprise an art form, or you know, a means of creating a product, and that's what concerns me, is that, you know, maybe all these big publishers are gonna try to frickin' lay claim to these abstract systems, and they're all just gonna sue the crap out of each other, and we're not gonna get any actual video games. It's just another facet of the same system that brought us the recent games. Yeah, look. So yeah, it's not good. It's not great times. in that respect, at least. I picked up something. I think it looked like a quest item. Sorry, I'm concentrating on the game for a minute. if that's okay. Something that was a ring, I thought. Apple patented rounded icons and went to court over it. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. You're a quest item, you rude boy.
Thanks for nothing, ass face.
Oh, who cares? Yeah, you like that hooligan? Plenty more where that came from. Get tricked. It is pretty messed up. I mean, and hopefully hopefully the vagueness of these patents and copyrights make it so that they're relatively easy to work around. But, you know, that's far from a guarantee. Because you'd hate to see the industry hamstrung by a bunch of jerks who think they can patent abstract game systems, you know? Your source code? Sure. Copyright your source code. I get that. That's your work. But, like, the system at a vague level... You know, I'm gonna drop in on a friend before I go to bed. No worries at all, dude. Thank you for tuning in. You look after yourself, too. And we'll talk again soon. Yeah. So yeah, there's my rant vis-a-vis Warner Brothers patenting strats. But the Lord of the Rings games that they made, I must confess to having enjoyed to a relative extent. Yeah, sure thing. I'll see you there. Exclamation point Discord for anyone who might not be there yet. You're more than welcome to join and have a chat. Thank you, Reflex. See you, dude. Look, this has been such a dope time. I really appreciate your being here. Don't even trip about it. It's one of the. I had one of those mornings where I kind of like woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I was just, I slept enough, but I was just feeling kind of ratty. And then I went to mow my backyard today, cut my lawn. I don't know how you say it in your local vernaculars. I had to make the grass on my property shorter via mechanical means. And in the process, I think I got some kind of like ant in my shoe, and it bit my foot. And it's fine. Like, I'm not poisoned or anything, but it freaking hurt. Right? And that just tilted me even more. And I came into this, like I was setting up the stream and I'm like, man, I've had such a shitty day. Do I really feel like streaming? But I pushed through. And now I'm in a much better mood. And I'm so glad to have spent some time talking to some dope people. Look. Thanks, Hooligan, mate. Entertaining and friendly is the perfect cross-section, if you ask me. Thank you, Sid. But it honestly makes a difference. Like, I'm gonna leave my studio at the end of this stream and be like, I've come out the other end of that stream better off than when I started. And that's a really sweet thing to think about, you know? And with the year that I had last year, it feels really important to kind of have gratitude for those kinds of things, you know? Appreciating those little moments where you're like, yo, life ain't so bad after all. Did you browse Amazon for a flamethrower? Because are you really that mad if you don't? Yeah, look, you made a fair point. I mean, look, there was a moment where it had crossed my mind because I was using like it's a battery powered push mower, right? So it's big, but it's not like so big that I can't throw it. And I had a moment where I'm like, I'm about to throw this thing over the fence. And, that's not the first time I would have rage quitted a lawnmower. Many years ago, I was mowing my grandmother's yard because she's, kind of old and can't do it herself. And it was on a really bumpy lawn, and I was just not in the mood. And I kicked it, and I nearly broke my toe and split the nail on my big toe. It really hurt. So I kind of learned my lesson that day, but. Yeah, that was not fun. That's where tilt gets you, friends. That is where tilt gets you. Oh, Fnatic's overcoat. Yo, this is a nice individual. You just got recent flashbacks? Oh no. I'm sorry. Yeah, they do usually win in kick fights. You're not wrong. Unless you've got steel-capped boots. I kicked a piece of snow last winter. Was a piece of ice in snow. No.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, that would have hurt, man. Dude, and I think I have a real, like... and here's another funny word. It's penchant, but people say penchant. People have a penchant for something, but it's actually French penchant. Right? For stubbing my toes. I stub my toe barefoot at least once a week. The nail never came back the same, and you can't do anything. Yeah, look. My small toe on my right foot has a similar problem because last summer I went outside in flip-flops is the American phrase for like rubber-soled outdoor summer shoes. I'm sure we all know flip-flops. And I twisted my ankle, and I twisted it like if this is your foot, I twisted it this way on a gravel road. I twisted it over that way, and so my toes like scraped on the gravel. And yeah, yes, thongs apparently go in your butt crack. But in Australia, we call thongs the footwear. Anyway, yeah, that really hurt, and now my pinky toe nail is all messed up. It's not cool, man. Anyway, there's my rant about that. Yeah, pretty much, Sid. That's pretty much all you can do, eh? Just try and maintain it. That changes the thong song a lot. I mean, yeah, look. I don't know how that sort of that sort of bisection of the terminology occurred, because they're very different things, like in terms of how you wear the item of clothing. Do you weirdos call sandals G-strings? Look, I'm afraid not, but that would be hilarious. But the thing is, we would borrow that term still. Like, we'd still call it a thong, like the butt crack version. We'd still call that a thong. But also, thongs are thongs. It's all contextual, right? I don't know, man. Honestly, these are some of my favorite conversations, though. I know we talk about the weirdness of the English language a lot, but it's freaking weird. It's just perennially fascinating, especially to speak with people in different places of the globe that, you know, say these things so differently. It's one of the things I've really grown to appreciate as a streamer, is to connect with people in real time about this sort of stuff. It's so cool. Yeah, the biscuit cookie thing is like, chips and fries isn't too bad, because there's only two things. There's chips, like a packeted potato chip, which is thin and crunchy, versus the fried, like, chunky version, I guess made of fresh potato. I guess they both are, but you know the difference, right? But there's only like two varieties, really. Whereas biscuit cookie gets really complicated, because there's multiple subsection of what Americans would call a cookie. Like, there's different, like, there's unfilled and filled cookies. Like, there's choc chip versus like a cream filled cookie, like an Oreo. And then there's biscuit, which we would use to describe a cookie in some cases, but also then you all have biscuits, which we call scones. Essentially, like a gravy biscuit, which is kind of like the closest we have is a scone, or scone. It's a mess. Like, that's an area I just don't want to go near. Yeah, and they're crisps. Yeah, exactly. There you go. So it's getting worse even still. But yeah, the biscuits cookie thing is a nightmare, dude. And it gets even more confusing because we don't ever use the term biscuit to describe a savory bread. Like, biscuit in that context doesn't exist for us at all. We have a completely different word for that, but we'll use biscuit sometimes to describe a sweet, usually like a filled biscuit, like an Oreo style cookie, but with different fillings and that kind of thing. A scone see, for us, scones can be savory, or it's like a neutral thing. A scone is just like a carbohydrate lump that you can fill with bacon and cheese, or you can fill it with something sweet. Hey, Hikeen, how's it going, bud? Long time no see. I hope you're well. So yeah, this is why I'm saying it's a rabbit hole, dude. There's the biscuit cookie wars of 2021 will be never ending. It's infinitely complicated. Yeah, I'm really well, dude. I'm having a really good stream, hanging out with some really good individuals, and you've only, further added to the good individual bunch. Yo, Mr. Sid with the full poetry strats. Look, thank you so much. I stream while you're out. Yeah, look, the work matter would cause a problem there. I English good, but hey, I'm glad you could tune in, man. I mean, I hope you're not at work because you're like unwell or something. It isn't complicated at all. Your verbiage is just incorrect. Wow, this man.
Tell him he's dreaming.
That was Mr. Sandman. Oh. Wowee. But still, the word substitution is Pog. I'm not going to sing it. A, because I'm not 100% sure of the melody, and also, like, TOS. But, mate. Heckin' bamboozle. You know, all this talk of biscuits and cookies just makes me hungry, right? Yo, I made the poggiest pizza yesterday. Oh, mate. Having your first proper holiday in over 2 years, mate. Let's go. Enjoy it. Needs more loot for TOS. I mean, look, TOS insofar that I'll get copyright wrecked and then can't export the VOD. Mate, that'd be F's in chart. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the pizza I made. So look, for those of you who don't know, I bake. I make bread and pizza and stuff. And look, long story short, I had some leftover strats, and I made the sickest deep dish pizza you'll ever see in your life. Oh, it turned out so good. And look, it wasn't like, when I say deep dish, I'm not talking like full Detroit style deep dish, where it's like covered in 17 tons of sauce and cheese, but like it was kind of deep dish. Makes homemade bread, doesn't know what a proper biscuit is. Excuse me. Ah, Chicago too, yeah, sorry. Chicago, Detroit, close enough. And I've just tilted the East Coast Americans. Good job, Clugs. I know Chicago and Detroit have like sports beef and all that kind of thing, so it's fine. I'm just memeing. The biscuit is not real. Thank you, Hakeem. Would be an actual hubcap. Yeah, I should get a picky for you though. Because look, it came out real good. Nah. Oh, excuse me, full pockets? Nah. Cause look, I had to be that bloke and Instagram it. Look, let's see. Casserole, yeah. I mean, look, I agree. Ugh. Instagram is so bad on desktop. But yo, I mean, tell me this isn't the sickest pizza you've ever seen. I made that with my own 2 hands. Pog, look, acquiesce some craze in chat, please. I've lived in Chicago, so I know that my opinion on said style of pizza is pretty strict, and that's fair. That was a cake? I mean, it wasn't far off. I'm really stoked with how it came out, though. Yeah. Oh, have we stumbled across another bamboozle? Because, yeah, what we would call a casserole is, yeah, like Hakeem described, it's like, it's not a soup, but it's like a very thick, stewy kind of thing that you would put on top of, say, rice or, something like that. Yeah, I know. That Chicago style pizza, I mean. From what I know, Chicago's deep dish style is just like obviously a super deep thick crust like base, and it's very rich, right? And the sauce and the sauce and cheese are put on in a very specific order. Is that right? Is it cheese first? Am I remembering that right? I've never made it myself, but I've seen it made. A casserole is definitely not what you just described. Wow. Wait, hang on, who? I'm so confused now. Freaking food, man. So confusing. See, again, this is probably just localizations bamboozling everyone, right? Now you need to make biscuits and gravy. Just get wrecked and go make it, though. I feel you, though, Sarge. All this food talk is making me hungry as well. Scones and gravy? Oh, yo, here we go. The scone biscuit war/wars continue. Oh, God. What's the IRL time? Okay. Just trying to keep an eye on when I can scooch a break. A proper casserole is usually some kind of thick noodles, meat, veggies. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much similar to what Hakeem was describing earlier. And that's what I think of when I think of a casserole, like something wet-ish baked in a casserole dish, like with a high degree of liquid, like something really rich with like cream or like maybe like a red wine kind of thing. How else do you describe it? Casseroles are weird, but very, very hearty winter strats. I would say I'd have a casserole for dinner tonight, but it's way too hot in Australia right now for that, so I'm not heaps interested. But it's making me miss winter food. I'm much more of a winter boy than a summer boy. What is my build? Look, Hikeen, that's a fantastic question. Oh, yo! I don't know if you've been here. So I'm doing a little, like, self-imposed restriction, and I've called this the Random Hardcore Challenge. So, oh, I don't have my thing switched on. I've actually got my information here. I'm doing the Demo/Nightblade with a two-handed ranged. So, I've randomly rolled for those buffs. Sorry, for those buffs. For those masteries in that playstyle. Jesus. And so I'm going for, you know, a fire strike conversion to fire damage kind of build. So mostly Nightblade all down the fire strike tree with just the usual trimmings, and then from Nightblade I'm going to get Pneumatic Burst and Veil of Shadow for the debuffs. And I had some other plans too, but I've got to think on that. Winter as in only 25 degrees plus. Nah, it gets pretty cold where I live, actually, mate. I'm higher up the mountains in Victoria, so we get not like, you know, not like Finland levels of cold, but we get, you know, negative degrees every now and again. You know, if we're talking Celsius, we can get as low as yeah, I think -5, -6 here in the evenings, which isn't like oh, it is freezing, I guess, technically, but you know what I mean. Yeah, winter foods, look, I reckon. I mean, winter kind of, in my head, has a more, like, distinct palate. Like, if you ask me what, like, you know, for delicious winter foods to make, I can come up with some strats. Whereas, like, what's a summer food? Like, sandwiches? Like, what's a summer food? You know, salads? That doesn't interest me at all. Yeah, it's good fun, Hickey. If you want to, I actually wrote up a little rule set for the because it's kind of out there as a community challenge too. So !RHC, and you'll be linked to a sheet which gives a rule rundown. It's pretty nifty, man. -5 is what we have here for a lot of our winters nowadays. This winter has been special because all the hot air went to the North Pole and pushed the so you're pretty cold, huh? Look. Barbecue? Yeah, fair. Thing is, though, and yes, to answer your question, Hakeem, I mean, I'm vegetarian, technically, rather than vegan. Which makes, and that's the thing, that makes, like, the summer barbecue grill strat, like, less fun. Like, there's less in the realms of iconic food, if you're talking about vegetarian barbecuing. But, yeah, fair enough. But that's more about the event than the food, you know? That's more about the beer and the conversation you have while you're grilling, not the grilling itself, at least in my opinion, but maybe that's a cultural thing. Yeah, and funnily enough, I'm not a massive fan of grilled mushroom. Like, corn on the cob done on a barbecue can be really nice, and certain other veggies, like, we actually do like a charcoal capsicum kind of thing. So you like essentially like burn the capsicum over hot coals, or peppers, I suppose you might call them in America. Bell peppers. You nuke them over hot coals. Yeah, and then you peel off all the char and the skin, and you're left with this real delicious strat that you can dress with like olive oil and chili and all that good stuff, and that's really nice. Shish kebab too, yeah. But yeah, these aren't like grilling foods. I mean, they are, but like they're not mains. You know, these would be like side dishes to your main grill, whatever you're making. So yeah. If I had a pizza oven, then yes, I'd spend my summers outside, churning up all sorts of like oven pizza, like, you know, super dope outdoor baked pizza strats. Do you bake pizza? I suppose you do. Capsicum is actually the Latin name of the genus of peppers, which indicates all the chili peppers as well as the bell peppers. Well, yeah, we call it capsicum. Look, I mean, is it any news that we're using a terminology wrong? I mean, come on. Excuse me, sir, I'm trying to level up. See, look, I can read capsaicin. I gotcha. That's the chemical compound? Or the active ingredient inside capsicum? That's what causes the spice, right? Yeah, see, I knew it. Yeah, no, we use capsicum and chili separately. So capsicum is a bell pepper in Australia, and then chili describes like smaller, spicy capsicums, I suppose. So like bird's eye chili and what are the like real nasty ones? Like Carolina Reaper, we would call that a chili, etc. Also, you can put just about anything on a smoker and it'll end up delicious. I mean, probably. Oh, coffee beans in the smoker. I mean, I can understand the strat there. Trinidad scorpion? Oh, as in, okay, I read it literally there for a second, like they produce scorpion products, but no, as in spicy strats. Supposedly up to 1 million Scoville. See, like, honestly, I'm a little bit of a wuss when it comes to, like, super spicy stuff. I like some spice in my food, but I don't, like, get off on, like, burning my face off like many people seem to do. If all you're experiencing is heat and not the rest of the food, then I don't get it. But that's just me. It's funny because of the distance between them. Yeah, look. So yeah, so that's not my bag. Going full like super hot Scoville strats, I'm like, nah. It just doesn't do it for me. Not food that you enjoy for the taste. I mean, what other kind of food is there? We ain't out here just eating foods we don't like but are spicy. Come on. See, but even in that case, Sid, with the fried chicken, like, won't you still want the fried chicken to be really good and enjoy it on its own terms rather than just, like, hiding it behind 80,000 gajillion Scovilles, you know what I'm saying? Habanero chili is a slow heat that lingers. I can appreciate that. Fried gator tail? I mean, that sounds very Floridian, mate. Finished mustards are really good. Yeah, I mean, look, I can appreciate a good mustard, and I don't think I've stumbled across a mustard that's like too spicy, because they can get a bit nippy, but the yellow kind, I mean, yeah, look, it's a very specific strat. Oh, you make mustard? That's wicked. I've actually wanted to get into that, TBH. Some ferments and some preserves. Yeah, let's go. I mean, naturally, I personally won't eat gator vis-a-vis vegetarian strats, but I think... Oh, in a factory. Now, I wanted to, like, actually, yeah, mess around with making it myself, but still, that's cool. Yeah, professional mustard cutter confirmed. So immature. Here, chicken tastes a lot like gator. I mean, confirmed, right?
I can't carry it.
Nah, carry more though. I think at my local, not local, but local-ish supermarket, I've seen crocodile for sale. I don't know if it's imported or not. I don't think so. But like a crocodile mince. Yeah, exactly, Sid. Just ask, what's his name? Mouse from The Matrix. I mean, you can't because he's dead, but... I'm making such horrible death jokes today. What's wrong with me? Scoop it. Ah, I know what I'm up to. Never mind. But yeah, I've never got huge into the hot sauce game, TBH. Yeah, it's never super appealed to me. But I definitely incorporate chili in my cooking. For shiz. Like my grandma, for example, she makes her own chili oil. So, you know, she'll buy fresh chili and then, you know, process it and cook it down and make really nice oils and stuff for a topping pasta and other such delicious treats. That's always a good time. Thank you for the Gregory's Hickey. Appreciate you, you recalling the strats. Greg still lives, can confirm. Sweet hot sauces? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like a context thing, right? To me, it would really depend on the food stuff. So, like, for example, like if I'm having a pasta dish, I probably wouldn't go for a sweet sauce, like a sweet hot sauce on top of it, like a nice straight up chili oil, pog, you know. Wait, what? Barren Highlands? Did I miss a shrine? No, I haven't been there. Surely. Did I miss a shrine? I'm a bit meh on sriracha. TBH, it really it became a thing over here a few years back. Like everyone was eating it. Like around the time kombucha showed up, everyone was freaking out about sriracha over here. And I'm like, are you guys serious? This isn't like, it's fine, but like it doesn't live in my cupboard or fridge. I'm not massive on it. Yeah, get wrecked. I'm a heaps contrarian. Mate? No, to be fair, I did enjoy the kombucha phase. But, so I did sell out in that respect. Kewpie mayo as well, / Japanese mayo. That picked up around the same time as well. You don't get him at all? Why are you friends then? JK kidding. Sriracha is just hot for the sake of being hot? Yeah, I mean, I would kind of agree with that. And it's like, it's fine. It tastes fine, but like I didn't understand the hype. Like genuinely. No, it's not just contrarian strats, I promise. Nah. Mayo is revolting.
Tell him he's dreaming.
I mean, look, I don't put it on everything, but I'm a proponent of mayonnaise, certainly. But I know I've come across my fair share of people who aren't a fan. I mean, we've just got like the generic sriracha over here. I haven't seen other brands, but then I'm not going out of my way to find it, so what do I know? Ooh, baby, we can finally use this. Look, I'm gonna have to Google it, I'm not gonna lie. Sriracha. Did I spell it right? I did. By sriracha? Yeah, we got this one. I'll get you the picture. I found the most low resolution one I could find, just for y'all. Clear bottle, white, painted on. Yeah, this one. This is the only one I've ever seen around. Yeah, you got it, Sid. It's fine. It does a job, but yeah, I've never freaked out about it. And look, I've been labeled a hipster most of my life, so are you really surprised by the contrarian strats? People just expect that of me, whether I mean to be or not. I can't escape the label. Like what I like or answer. Look, I mean, fair. Can confirm I'm a convert. I now like sriracha and very hot spicy sauces.
It's a brush with a hose in it.
What happened to your hair? Oh, you just noticed. Yeah, I finally got like a real trim. This man gets it. I mean, look, he doesn't not get it. Yeah, I thought it was time to get the mane under control. Honestly, the longer hair was kind of like starting to bother me, and I didn't think it was looking very good. And so I just was like, "Hey, hair, GTFO for a minute." I did. I sold out and got a haircut. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. Ironically, as I left a very large corporate entity, I sold out. Very good. The buzz cut straight. Look, fair enough. Thank you, Keen. I appreciate that. Yeah, keeping us down with their fancy haircuts and...
Thanks for nothing, ass face.
That's what I say to you, corporate entities. Freaking wrong. Okay. Oh, I know where I missed the freaking. Dang it. Yeah. I know what I missed. Too busy. I was too busy talking. Yo, hooligan growing it out. Mate, go for it. Look, long hair definitely has its own strats, make no mistake. Yeah, I thought it was time for a change. There is a barber that opened up fairly close to me, so I was like, I mean, look, they can probably do the right cut for my head. Let's give it a go, and I think it turned out pretty well. Not even mad about it. Yeah, I think it's down here somewhere. Just walk straight by it. What a goose. I mean, throughout the years, my hair got pretty freaking long too. Like shoulder length plus, you know? Get out of here, piggy. You were going bald in your early 20s, so you just have to shave it. I mean, you do what you gotta do. I mean, many of my family have suffered the same plight, and somehow I've managed to avoid it thus far. I think my hair is maybe thinning a little bit, but yeah, my uncles and my granddad all went the way of the baldness fairly early on. Nice. Nah, but we got the devotion point, and that's what counts. We'll finish this constellation. TY. Pretty useful stuff, not gonna lie. There, we're over here. Okay. Alright, so we're pretty much bang on halfway through the stream, more or less. So I might go take a quick sort of 5/10 minute break in just a hot second. We'll get up to safety over here. Yeah, look, Hikin, we actually had a very extensive discussion about how much to randomize the to be fair, can confirm. We had a pretty extensive conversation about how much to randomize, because at one point we had discussed, I was working with Stevens, if you remember old mate Stebble, on the rule set, and we were trying to think of a way to like logically randomize. Look, that sounds like such an oxymoron. But like in a fair and reasonable sort of way, randomize skills, but I couldn't think of a way to make that work that wouldn't just be a complete mess. But if people get into this kind of idea, I'd be happy to do like a season 2 with like more wrinkles in it, you know, like randomized constellations or randomized skills or even randomized enemies if there's a mod out there for that. So there's definitely extra sauce we can add. But yeah, I'm gonna go take a little break, top up on the water, maybe get a snack. If you've been sitting for a long time, I recommend you do the same because, you know, we got to stretch and keep the bodies moving and all that sort of good sauce. So yeah, I'll be back. Hang tight, don't go anywhere, and we'll pick up where we left off.